Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Pallet of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new issue of Warhammer 40,000 Imperium magazine. Now, as per usual with all the videos, if you like them, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course drop a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys and it goes a massive way to help the channel too. Now, this week we're on issue 4 and we have some pretty decent goodies that we get with the issue. So we get our first large playmat, double-sided of course as well, so it is our first one of a small collection of them that we'll get, and you know, perfect for some larger scale battles that you may want to have with all the minis that we're going to get. We also get a pot of lead belcher paint, very handy. It is fantastic for any metallic work, as a very darker kind of silvery metal base coat. So very handy for a lot of weaponry and also for the Necrons themselves, which is pretty good. Talking of Necrons, we also get 3 Scorpek destroyers, and we also get a single Canoptech plasma sight as well. These all come with the bases of course, so you get 350mm bases and then 128mm base for the plasma sight. Really cool Necron fighters. So definitely bulking out your Necron army with this one. And really cool stuff as well. Into the issue itself, we have a page of course about the Scorpek destroyers. So many Necrons have descended into madness, but few are as utterly insane as the Scorpek destroyers. They have abandoned all ambition and hope, and instead they seek to only destroy organic life. They have had their bodies modified by cryptech engineers to make them lethally efficient killing machines. Necron nobles often use Scorpek destroyers as shock troops, but they do not trust them. They fear the destroyers' madness to be infectious, and some even worry about who the destroyers will turn upon when all organic foes are slain. So, the destroyers are pretty cool units. They are these kind of like tripod-legged, limbed androids with the rest of the Necrons, and they also have some pretty cool, interesting little bits and pieces to them. So, Scorpek destroyers can move very swiftly on their tripod limbs. They also have a nihilistic degradation, which Scorpek destroyers are manic in battle, driven by a desire to kill. And they also carry these awesome blades called hyperphase threshers, which these blades vibrate across dimensional state, allowing them to cut through armour without resistance. And they generally are accompanied by a Canoptech plasma sight. So the Canoptech plasma sights remove programming, corrupted programming from their fellow Necrons and inject it into the minds of the destroyers. This enhances the destroyers' insanity and drives their mindless slaughter to new heights at the risk of utterly destroying them. So the plasma sight is kind of a little sentient being that decides to come along and help make sure that the destroyers are a little bit insane and a little bit focused on destroying anything and everything that they come across. And yeah, definitely not helping them in some ways. You get your battle record as well, so you've got some like 6-sided dice to roll to get all your different kind of names, whatever kind of augmentation they may have for their gifts and their decay, and of course a corruption as well. So have fun with that. Pretty decent. You can always re-roll if you don't get something that you kind of like, just re-roll it. You might as well. But really good stuff, and I do really like the idea of having these battle records where you can roll and kind of change things and how everything works, so it's a bit more unique to yourself. Then we have the creation of a Space Marine. So creating a Space Marine is no easy task. Every one of these superhuman warriors is a product of agonizing surgery, psycho-indoctrination, and decades of brutal training. It is a process so horrific that few survive. Such are the sacrifices mankind must make to defend the Imperium. So all Space Marines will suffer greatly and be subjected to hardships and horrors during their service. The humans chosen to become Space Marines must be prepared physically, mentally and spiritually to meet these challenges. Over a period of years, those chosen to undergo this process are trained rigorously in many styles of combat, learning how to operate the chapter's war gear, weapons, and vehicles. This training is accompanied by periods of meditation, hypnosis, and initiations into the chapter's history and rituals. In addition to this, they receive their biological implants. So, biological implants for Space Marines can kind of combine a lot of different things. So a lot of it's all to do with the gene seeds. So gene seed implants are specifically grown organ grafts. Some of them give the Space Marines unique abilities, such as the Betcher's gland, which allows them to spit poison, which is a weird trait for a kind of a human warrior, I suppose. And others, such as sinew coils, enhance their strength and durability, for instance, and stuff like that. So the gene seeds are very, very unusual and gives them augmented abilities. They are superhumans. They are tall. They are pretty tough. They generally don't sleep very often, and a lot of craziness involved in Space Marine creation. Very, very interesting stuff as well. So there are a lot of little bits and pieces that you can find out about this and kind of go into it a bit more, a bit deeper. But yeah, pretty weird. Whoever dreamt up all of this, in all honesty, had some far out there ideas, but it's pretty cool as well. It's some really, really good science fiction that we can all get into if you like your sci-fi stuff. So really, really good stuff. Then we move on to the warp. So the warp is a dimension of pure energy that exists outside the fabric of reality, known also as the Imperium, the Imperium, and the Sea of Souls. Amongst other ominous names, it is at once utterly essential to the existence of the Imperium and the most deadly threat to humanity. So the warp is a place where the thoughts, dreams, emotions, and ambitions of the galaxy's sentient races are given form. Its true form would drive even the most strong-willed of mortals to madness. So the warp is kind of like the unusual wormholes and tears in the reality of space and time and everything like that, which allows a ship, for instance, to be able to travel from one side of the galaxy to the other. So for instance, from Mars to, say, another galaxy far, far away that will take millenniums to reach, the warp will allow it to happen in a pretty quick succession, really. However, the warp is fraught with danger. So the warp is itself a very dangerous place, as it is essentially the realm of chaos in a lot of ways as well. So a lot of chaos demons kind of emanate from there, and the warp can kind of bleed in and corrupt over time as well other races, including the Space Marines. Hence, Chaos Marines exist. So really quite cool stuff. So of course we mentioned the denizens of the warp, which include the demons, which are creatures spawned in the depths of the warp, wrought from the very essence of the Imperium. And they take the form of the monsters from the darkest nightmares and cruelest desires of mortals. There are things that can stop the warp though, which includes Blackstone, which the Necrons have used in the prior Nexus, which also makes a lot of other things like travel and communication pretty hard because of the Blackstone that is being utilised in there. Then we've got the how to build section. Pretty straightforward. You don't need glue unless you want to make it a little bit stronger, but very, very simple to build. It's going to be pretty easy, it's going to be pretty fun, and by all means have a bit of fun with it. It's always great to build up and kind of play with new models and have the paint up, so just enjoy yourself. All three of them are kind of unique, so of course you are going to need to kind of make sure that you're getting the right ones done, because certain parts won't match other certain parts. But you know, you can have a bit of fun with it, and then your plasma sight at the very end as well. So really, really good, easy stuff. Your how to paint section, of course, following the same kind of basic process. So this paint up over time works out with the paints that you get with the magazine. So if you are painting along with the magazine, don't expect a finished model straight away. You're going to get it all kind of tabletop ready, and then a few little end bits towards the end of the magazine as well, so like end highlights and everything like that. Very, very simple. Once it's finished, you're going to have a lot of silver and a lot of Rune Lord brass over a lot of it, in all honesty. But very, very good stuff, and pretty cool as well. Looks pretty decent. They will look pretty decent, unless you're painting your own faction, which is a very, very good idea as well. So very good stuff. Also, for your lead belcher, make sure you do use it on some of the weaponry for the Space Marines, because it works wonders. It looks good, it makes it make more sense, and it's all pretty decent as well. Then you got a playthrough as well. So this is the 4th playthrough, and it is the first time using that large battle mat. So make sure you lay it out on a flat kitchen surface, like a kitchen table or anything like that. Get your dice, your range rulers, your wound markers, and yeah, prepare for battle. So you're going to be using your Primaris Lieutenant, your Assault Intercessors, your Scorpek Destroyers, and the Canoptech Plasma Sight. Have a bit of fun with it. You can get some really, really good stuff going with this, and of course it's teaching you how to play the game a little bit more on a grander scale, which is always very, very good with this magazine, and comes in a lot of handiness as well. So very, very good stuff, and of course these will lead into bigger fights later on, so really, really good for that one. Then into next week. So next week, issue 5 is coming along. We'll get that exclusive Primaris Captain. With it being an exclusive model, it's going to be pretty tough to find the magazine if you are hunting it down. Make sure you got your pre-orders in or anything like that, because it can be a bit of a pain in the backside. I know this from Mortal Realms issue 5 last time round. Getting an Alexandria Azure Bolt was an absolute pain in the ass at times, and I know quite a few people struggled to get hold of it because people were buying them up in dozens so they could sell the model and stuff like that. So hopefully that won't happen too badly with that one, but yeah, fingers crossed you can get your hands on that one. But really, really good stuff. Issue 6, we get a pot of Abaddon Black, which is very, very handy. And we also get some Primaris aggressors as well, which are really, really cool stuff. 3 new units, bigger armour than the Space Marines that we've had so far, and a bit bulkier with some cooler new weapons, and yeah, going to be really, really good fun. So, really exciting stuff, a lot of good stuff to come from a magazine as well. So, hope you're enjoying it. If you are, drop a comment down below, but otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye now.